again, it's Lock Noob, and I am really thrilled to be able to show off the second of my hybrid pick designs. This was a collaboration between myself and my friend Taipan over in New Zealand, who's an amazing pick maker, as I hope you can tell from the high quality of this pick here. What do I mean by hybrid pick? Well, it's a pick design which allows you to rock or rake on one side and also single pin pick on the other side. Very similar to the Viper pick which I showed before. This one is called the Taipan. The Taipan, as I said, is an elongated snake rake profile. Snake rake being this classic shape here, so it's an elongated snake with a hook profile at the front. Specifically at the front because it's a lot easier to imagine the pick tip being at the tip of the pick as opposed to having a peak somewhere in the middle like the Sparrow Sandman. So the idea is, and these were influenced in part by the Sandman, was to try to get a snake design with a pick more towards the front. So this Taipan pick design, well, is it effective? Well, again, it depends on the type of lock. The thing is with this design is that, once again, the overall height of this pick is particularly broad, I'd say. So let's have a look in the calipers. You'll see that we're somewhere around 5mm. If you angle it in the lock, you can reduce that down to about 4mm-ish. Try and get that in the calipers probably for you. But somewhere around 4mm if you angle it in, but it's still quite a chunky piece of metal to get in there. It is worth just mentioning that Taipan has worked on this since and has managed to slim down its profile considerably by removing a lot of metal using a very careful hand. But nevertheless, the actual profile design is the same. As it stands, though, this pick does struggle a bit like the Sandman in European keyways. Things like this classic Yale style keyway. It's okay if you've got pins which are need to be picked high, but if they it depends on the bitting. If you've got pins which are are zero lift, then this will not work in your lock particularly well, if at all. And if you've got one of those reduced size keyways for like the 4-pin locks, there's virtually no chance of getting this in at all. Where does it work best? Well, ironically, like the Sandman, it works better in keyways such as the ones you find in Master Locks, American Locks, Lockwood, Schlages, those kind of things, the open keyways, which allows you to take advantage of the non-paracentric nature of the keyway and get the pick in. So we'll have a go at using it in a second, but before I do, I just want to acknowledge that quite by accident we created something which has a very similar kind of profile to, I think it's a prince, or it could be the princess picks which are available. I think places like Mad Bob sell these, and is very similar. This is completely by accident. Taipan had never even seen one of these really before he started making these, but you can see it is different, but the spacing of the snake is slightly different. It's a lot more rounded, the Taipan, as opposed to the profile of this prince or princess below, and the pick tip is a lot more sharp. This isn't really meant to be used as a hybrid pick, while this is, and this can be used for raking and rocking in a way which the prince or princess can't be. But nevertheless, it's just worth acknowledging that there is a similarity there, albeit by accident. Nevertheless, so let's have a go at picking something with this Taipan. I'm just going to use my standard old, relatively easy 5-pin laminated padlock, all the way from China. And we're going to use top of the keyway, which is a bit of a risk when you're doing raking, because it always pings out if you catch the pry bar. But nevertheless, I do need to use that to be able to get this into the lock because of the size of this tool. So just going to gently rock, really. Some mild raking as well, and hopefully we'll get in there and unlock this lock for you. got to lose tension. There we go. I'm clearly not the world's most gifted raker, not even with a lock with all standard pins. But nevertheless, I'll try to get in here for you just to demonstrate that it is effective at getting into such locks, even if I personally am not. There we go, go on open. Okay, it's a bit longer than I thought, but you can see this, it's nevertheless effective at doing its job. In terms of its hybrid pick nature, let's have a look at something in a bit more detail. So we've got a lock with some spools in it, and the idea with a hybrid pick is that you should be able to use it as a rake or a pick, or indeed rake a lock into a full set and then pick the remaining pins. So let's have a go and see how we get on with this lock. So as you can see here, we've got a standard in 1, spool, spool, spool in 2, 3 and 4, and a mushroom pin exotically at the end in chamber 5. So again, this keyway is reverse of the last one, but it's very similar. It's an open Schlag style keyway, and what we're going to do is we're just going to get the pick up into the core and start raking and see where we get to. Okay, so what I can tell you here is that we've entered a false set. The standard pin's been picked. Pin 2 looks like it's been picked, the spool, but then we're trapped on 3, 4 and, well, 5 as well. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to go in, I'm going to use this pick tip to try and lift pins 3, 4 and 5. May drop a few pins in the as we go, but we'll see. So let's have a look. So where's the binder? So pins, right, go to the back. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, drop thing, 1, overset 2 now, okay, back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, oh, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 5 again, that's the back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, oh, 4, 3, 2, 1 again, and it looks like we're almost there. So let's go in and rake and just see. There we go. If we can rake it open again. So there we go. So is it massively effective? Well, honestly, not in its current state. I wouldn't say that this is a particularly successful pick design as a hybrid pick. It's perfectly good as a rocker rake in an open keyway though. It does really work very well as a rocker rake, but in terms of picking, it's quite a bit of a struggle with its current height to use it as a pick, even in an open keyway. So like I said, it all depends entirely on the type of lock you're picking. If you've got a very big open keyway, then this is a particularly good design, but as an overall, not that great actually. But like I said, it's a perfectly nice rocker design in the right keyway. Okay, hope you found that interesting. Next time we're going to talk about the surprising boom slang. I don't want to spoil it, but this is quite the effective pick. Okay, I'll see you next time.